Change isn't about a quick fix. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports you day by day. Hi! I hope you're feeling amazing. So, as I said in the previous episode, I'm going to wrap up the transformation series. Today is the last episode, and I wanted to kind of get into ourselves and really make sure that if you saw everything and you really want to make this work, that this is the last tidbit of any advice that I could give to help you get settled into what you want to change. Before anything else, if you don't know who I am, hi, I hope you're feeling great. My name is Karina Franco. I am a nutrition student and I love anything wellness, and I am here to talk from my own perspective and anything that I come to learn along the way. So if you want to join me, let's go ahead and talk about our transformation series. I think one of the main setbacks that a lot of people feel when it comes to transformation is, how do I maintain it? How do I keep going? How do I have the drive, the will, the pleasure to just continue expressing this wish and need and want? And unfortunately, it all comes through not only determination and motivation and a strong will and having a strong why, but it also stems from finding support not only within your choices, but also the people around you. The reality here is that the environment makes a person. You being in the wrong environment or being with the wrong people is going to shift you in a particular direction. Especially if we look at people that have not only bad families, but bad friends or toxic people around them, you will see those people shift. The reality here is, regardless of anything, it is possible to transform. It is possible to achieve the goals that you wish to, regardless of the goal that it is. Never is anything too impossible to make it happen. But unfortunately, a lot of people have the eureka moment of, let's do it, let's fight, let's go ahead. But then it fizzles out and it doesn't maintain. And throughout the transformation series, my main goal was to make you realize that everything is possible and everything is within your grasp in every single facet that you wish to work, whether it be wanting to take more action, whether it be wanting to improve your emotional, your mental, your physical, your nutrition, or any other thing that you wish to set within yourself to improve. But at the same time, you cannot just simply continue going the way that you are going, and you simply cannot just let yourself fizzle out. Because if we really want it, if we really want to fight for it, there's no other way around except realizing what you need to do to maintain it. So today, for sure, we are going to talk about, and I'm going to give you tips on how you can keep the momentum going, how you can keep fighting, and how we can actually make everything that we talked about and all the little things that we have mentioned throughout these episodes actually stick and stay. First things first, as I said before, there will be an identity change. You will not look in the mirror and continue to have to look at the same person, because if you keep going with the same attitude, as the same reaction as you used to have, you're not going to be able to go anywhere. At the same time, you can't have an all or nothing mindset of, if I don't do this every single day, I'm not going to be able to succeed. You should not be perfect. Nothing will be perfect. It is a set change that you make, a decision that you make for yourself of actually making it happen. That's the only way that you will be able to do that. And that will be by doing a change in your identity, by doing a shift in how you perceive yourself, and also on what you do around you to make that change happen. One of the main things that I see a lot of people do is looking at themselves in the mirror and envisioning a new person. There's also people that they just make the decision of, from this point on, I will make the decision of doing X, Y, and Z. Like they tell themselves in the mirror, they tell it to themselves. And that is how you'll be able to slowly do that identity shift. I can even give you an example of myself. I used to be someone that I believed that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't being able to do anything in my life. I had a very hard time connecting with people and being social with people and feeling good around people. I got to a point where I would say that I had the first stages of agoraphobia. I didn't want to leave. People would invite me and I would say no. I preferred to stay home instead of leaving. I was even afraid of sometimes opening up my shutters. And the reality here is, when I made the decision that I need to step out of my little bubble and I need to take matters into my own hands and have some sort of connectivity and be more commu to have the ability to communicate with the people around me. I had to step over the boundaries and break every single aspect that I thought that I had of myself, and that meant that my identity shifted. There's even a term for like a massive, when you have a huge massive change, which is called the ego death, or the ego passing, or any other term that has to do with that. The idea of the ego death is literally you removing what you think that you are and having it completely shatter, and that will force you into a completely new perspective of your life. Of course, that can be too difficult, or maybe you're relatively happy with yourself and you mainly want to do a couple changes, but you're just having a hard time sticking to them. If that is the case, if you are not doing a huge overhaul, then a routine would be the next step to go. So when it comes to routines, there's many different ways that you can do it. One of the ways that you can do it is habit stacking. Habit stacking is the idea of you adding a new thing to a current habit that you have. So for example, let's imagine that you want to um let's assume that you really want to do a new skincare regime because you want to improve your skin hydration, you want to make it look brighter, you want to make it look fresher, you want to have your skin be more healthy because maybe it has been too dry or too oily, whatever it is. One of the things that you can do is pair it with maybe the habit that you already have, like brushing your teeth. By doing the two things together, you are stacking the ability for you to actually do it on repeat. So, for example, one of the ways that I integrated a particular habit of mine was by connecting it with something else. So, one of the habits that I really, really wanted to implement was to start to do a light yoga in bed. The reason for it is because I can feel really stiff and really tired at night, and I feel like everything is just stuck together when it comes to the body, because I work out in the morning and then I go to school and then I sit all day in multiple chairs and I walk from side to side. So at the end of the day, my body is just a mess. It looks like a broken pottery at the end of the day. So for me, it's really important to try to feel better when I actually go to bed. So I literally just search yoga in bed, or yoga while in bed, or something like that, like on YouTube. And I just plop like a 5-10 minute video and I do it. And the way that I got myself to start doing it, to be honest, is because as soon as I sit in bed, I turn on my TV because I have a Chromecast, and no joke, what I do is that I write on my journal that I already do every single night. I write on the journal. And as soon as I write on the journal, while I'm still sitting, I pick my phone, pick the video, flip to the bed, and it's already playing. So it's already, the TV is already on. All I have to do is just follow it. And it really, really helps me to actually get that habit to stick. And you can do that with all kinds of things. Do you want to eat better in the morning? Do you want to go to the gym? Do you want to have more chances of doing your skincare or reading more? Whatever little habit it is, maybe meditating. If you do it with a habit that is already ingrained, something that you do regardless, It's going to facilitate the process of actually getting that habit to stick, that thing that you really want to add to your life to actually stick. Another thing that I do is starting small. So, for example, let's assume that you want to add meditation to your roster of your whole day. I don't think you should start with a 15, 20-minute meditation. Why? If you never meditated before, you're going to feel like it's boring. You're not going to feel like you're actually connecting to the act of doing the meditation. And you're going to get tired pretty quickly of doing it for so long. My advice, start with literally 3-minute meditations. In 3 minutes, especially if you really, really focus, it can get you to a mindfulness kind of state. It's not going to be a deep meditation where you kind of travel. It's going to be a let me be mindful for a moment. And once you actually hone in that feeling for those 3 minutes, you can start to slowly and surely increase your time. And maybe someday, by the time that you notice you're doing 10-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, who knows, you're going to go crazy and you do an hour. But that way, it allows you to start small and build up the momentum. And there's nothing wrong with staying in that smaller stage of the 3 to 5 minutes for quite a while until you actually build a habit. Or even you could just stay in there and be perfectly happy. Doing something small is better than doing nothing at all. Another way that you can do to help you stay on track is literally tracking it. Find a way to track it, whether it be photographs, journaling, by taking videos of yourself, by who knows, maybe you have a social media, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Maybe put it online and like share it with somebody. It can actually keep you accountable. It can actually keep you to want to keep going. Maybe you want to read more. And one way that you can track it is maybe by doing a check mark on Notion or in a different habit tracking app. Maybe you want to start eating X amount of veggies or X amount of fruits. Maybe have it as like a cleanable, washable thing on your fridge that you can just go and tick it every single day. Whatever you can do that makes it fun and makes it exciting to actually track it or make it easy and make it fulfilling, it can actually make you keep going on what you really want to keep, on the habit that you want to grow or the thing that you want to add or whatever improvements that you want to do in whatever facet of your life. Or even if it's like a goal that you want to go, maybe let's assume that you want to go in this dream travel and every single month you are doing X amount of money in a little piggy bank. Maybe get a piggy bank that has the ability for you to cross off like amounts, or maybe it's an electronic one that has the ability to read the coins that you're putting or to read the notes and will actually tell you the balance that you have. That will allow you to actually see a progress going and allow you to have this wish and want of seeing it rise and seeing it improve and seeing it make a difference. And that can be the same thing for anything that you do in whatever habit or thing that you want to implement. Another thing is understanding how can you reset when you have a day that you miss, that you don't do exactly what you want or is not the dream day or something just feels off. Something just feels like it's not right. Like you didn't do enough in your head. How do you reset it? One thing is making sure that you're loving yourself, that you give yourself the grace and the peace and the calm to fully understand that there's nothing wrong with not being perfect, with not having everything right, with having something that doesn't feel too good. I can give you even an example. Today, I did go to the gym. To be honest, I didn't felt up to working out. My shoulder has been bugging me. I even feel pain when I'm laid down. So today, what I did was a recuperation day. I went to the sauna. I went to the hammam. I went to the jacuzzi tub, and basically I just gave a lot of heat to my body. I sweated through that. I helped clean my sinuses and just did a chill recuperating day. Was it the ideal day that I wanted? No. Idealistically, I would like to go to the gym and really work out and get my heart rate up and my cardio done and train my legs and train my arms and train this and train that. But not every day is like the next. You could be sick, you could feeling tired, you could have slept less, you could have felt worse. Something could have happened. An important meeting came up last minute. A family member needed your help last minute. Your kid got sick, or you got sick, or someone else had an issue and you had to fix it, or you weren't feeling good. Whatever the situation that impedes you or reduces your capability of going further in your goals, it doesn't mean that it's going to be an often occurrence. It can just simply be a mishap, and that mishap is fine. And all you got to do is just reevaluate, reassess, and keep it pushing the next day. Maybe while my shoulder is bad, I'm going to take it a little bit more easy and I'm going to not go as hard. But then once I'm fine, I'm going to go back to my usual. But it doesn't mean that I stopped it. And that is the same thing for whatever you wish. Now, how do you keep this going long term? Let's be honest. If you just want to add a small little habit, is going to be quick, especially if it's one or two small habits. After a while, you're just going to get used to it and it's going to be really easy, especially if you really stick it for like 20 to 40 days. By the time that you notice, you're doing it without thinking. It becomes a habit that just comes out of you. But if it's something you really want to work hard on, something that you really want to make it happen, you're gonna be fighting every single day to make it happen. So, how do you stick for it for so long? How do you keep going? How can you make this feeling just go on and fly and and have fruit, and you want those beautiful trees to give you fruit? The only way that you can do it is understanding why are you doing it, breaking it down into small steps, and making it possible. What I mean by that is sometimes we have these huge dreams, these plans that are long term because they're 5-year, 10-year plans. The reality here is that it's not big, it just needs to have careful planning. Pick up that dream and figure out what steps you need to take. Break it down as small of a steps as humanly possible. And once you do that, believe me, it's going to feel a lot more achievable. Let's assume that you want to get the job of your dreams. You already have finished college, you're having a hard time, and you really want to get into a particular company or particular thing. And you have this big dream that you want to do that. Maybe break it down. Figure out what that company tends to look for. Look into what other things you could add to your curriculum to increase your chances of getting in. Maybe you're going to look into having a professional look into your curriculum and actually build a good CV so that you can deliver the best visual and appealing and the best way to convey the information that you wish. Maybe get communication classes so that your interview goes a lot better and a lot smoother because you're able to convey the information better. And just now I broke down into multiple little steps that you can do, that you can work on to get you closer to that bigger goal of getting that dream job. Maybe you're still not at the point that you finished your schooling, then you're still trying to get into college, then break down on how you're going to improve your grades, how you're going to do the how you're going to do the candidature, what exams do you need to do, what kind of person do you need to present, if you need to write a recommendation letter, who are you going to ask, if you need to write a cover letter, how are you going to write it? All of those things are small things. They're small steps. Your dream looks so ginormous, so big, so beautiful, so gargantuanly amazing to you. And I hope that you actually do it. But looking at the big picture is not enough. You need to do the play by frame by frame. For us to be able to see a full length movie, the movie has to have at least 24 frames per second. And those frames are going to build up the image that allows us to see the beautiful pieces of artwork that are movies. So if you see your life like frames of a movie, if you see your life like a movie that deserves to be watched, how are you going to do your frame by frame? How is it going to be the steps that you are going to do to actually make your dreams happen, to make your goals happen, to make whatever you wish to change to happen? Because the only way that one can change in such an environment is by actually making the steps that are small enough on the daily basis to build up to the medium step and to the large step and to the gigantic step to the final step. And the only way that you can do that is by breaking it down. So now tell me, after all of the things that we have gone through together throughout all these episodes, including this one, what do you actually want to do? Tell me in the comment section. Is it a habit they want to implement? Is it something they really want to achieve? Is it a goal that you really wish to have? Is it a goal that is for a year time? Is it a 5-year plan? Is it a 10-year plan? What is it? Let me know and I will give you as much of a support as I humanly can to be able to either give you advice or any questions that you may have or anything that I could be of support to you, or maybe just for you to put your idea out there so that someone can keep you accountable. If that is me, that's perfectly fine. I just want to be able to see you shine in the way that you want to shine. And if whatever I said at whatever point, at whatever minute, whatever frame of this video has clicked for you, I sure hope that you get to be where you want to be and where you want to be and how you want to be. And if you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share to anyone that you would like to get this to be seen. And I hope to see you on the next episode. Bye bye.